Cast my mind to Calvary, where Jesus bled and died for me. I see his wounds, his hands, his feet, my Savior on that cursed tree. His body bound and drenched in tears, they laid him down in Joseph's tomb, the entrance sealed by heavy stone. Messiah stood, door Oh, praise the name of the Lord our God. Oh, praise his name forevermore. For endless days we will sing your praise. Oh, Lord our God. Then on the third, at break of dawn, the Son of Heaven rose again. Oh, trample death, where is your sting? The angels roar for Christ our King. Oh, praise the name of the Lord our God. Oh, praise his name forevermore. For endless days we will sing your praise. Oh, Lord our God. He shall return in robes of white. The blazing sun shall pierce the night, and I will rise among the saints, gaze transfixed on Jesus' face. Oh, praise the name of the Lord our God. Who praise his name forevermore. For endless days we will sing your praise. Oh, Lord our God. And oh, praise the name of the Lord our God. Oh, praise his name forevermore. For endless days we will sing your praise. Oh, Lord our God. Oh, for endless days we will sing your praise. Oh, Lord our God.
Good evening and welcome to this evening's trivia night. We're really pleased to have you with us. I'm Sarah Beecham and I'm the Divisional Youth Specialist for Yorkshire North and Tees.
And I'm Mark Elliott, and I'm a Divisional Youth Specialist for Yorkshire South with Humber Division. It's great to have you joining us this evening. We're going to say the thing we say every week. Please like and share with your family and friends on social media. We'd love for you to get as many people to join us this evening as possible. We're also live on YouTube as well. So if someone that doesn't have Facebook, maybe share our YouTube channel with them, which is the Yorkshire Tees and Humber Youth. So yeah, have a look on there.
We've been doing these quizzes and worship nights for quite a long time now. I think it's about 25 weeks-ish. And we're just really excited to be able to share with you again this evening. Tonight's quiz is all, it's not based around any particular thing, but we are going to be having a big game of Spot the Difference. And on on the Facebook page, there has been 2 images that have already been published, which is the ISCA photo from last year. And there are some differences on there. So it may be that you need to have a look on the Facebook page as well to be able to spot those differences. Some of them are very clear. Some of them don't know, you might not be able to spot too much. You may need to zoom in for them.
Yeah, that's why we've shared on the Yorkshire Tees and Humber Youth Facebook pages, so you can actually zoom in and have a little look and try and find the differences. It's great that you can do this, great you can do it, but you will need to come out of our stream probably just to have a look on the actual Facebook page as well. So if you have another device to hand or you're watching with someone, it would be great if you can use their device to have a look at these images.
Yeah, we've got the ISCA photo up at the moment. These quizzes are very much family-friendly, fun quizzes. They are they are fun. Compete against your family, compete against your friends. But we would ask that you would share this so that we can have this evening shared and spread as far and wide as possible. And we are going to have a glimpse of worship later on as well. And that's something that you guys have asked for when we had a chat with you on Zoom. So we're going to have that added in as well. So you guys asked for it and we have delivered.
We've got a message from Lynn in Railton. Says, good evening, everyone. Hope you're enjoying this autumn day. I've felt very autumnal today. I went for a walk earlier and Imogen was running in the crispy leaves and it was just very, very autumnal. So yeah, I'm enjoying this autumn day and I'm glad you are too. Yeah.
I think that autumn is possibly my favourite season. I love the colours of trees. I love kind of the brisk kind of coldness. I love being able to put on a big hoodie and kind of my Ugg boots. I love that. But it also means that it is the lead up to Christmas. And that is probably what I love the most. So tell us what your favourite season is. Are you loving autumn? Do you hate autumn? Do you want to be back in the sun? What's your favourite season? Give us a comment and let us know that one.
I know very much for you, Sarah. It's once you have the August bank holiday, it's a countdown to Christmas. Or after Christmas has passed, it's a countdown to Christmas. I'm not too sure which one it is. But how excited are you already?
So really excited. I've had some meetings with some people this week, which has been great, but we've been discussing Christmas, which has just got me far, far more excited. It is normally when we have our Transformers, which is a residential that we do every year. Because of COVID this year, we're not able to do it. That's the proper start of Christmas, where I start to listen to Christmas music and get excited. That's not happening this year, so I need you guys to be just as Christmassy with me because I'm missing that.
I think we need to share with everyone. When we start the Transformers course, it's normally the first weekend in September, so normally that's when Sarah starts listening to Christmas music. So I think it's maybe some ways, if it was ever to be a blessing of not having it this year, it's because you've not been listening to Christmas music already.
No, but we'll start soon. Anyway, let's get back to the quiz. And so hopefully you will have been able to see this, spot the difference. What we would love you to do is to start sending in what differences have you seen? Have you been able to spot some differences between the 2 photos? And loving the fact that we've got some comments coming in. Becky Devine, autumn is the best ever. I am absolutely with you on that.
Followed by Dan Sefton, Christmas is coming.
Christmas is coming. That's honestly, it's when it starts to get dark and when the trees start to change colour, that's when you know Christmas is coming.
So as Sarah mentioned, the photos are out there on our Facebook page. Hopefully you've had a chance to have a little look now. If you haven't, please do go and have a look. I think there's 10 differences in total. So once you've maybe spotted 1 or 2, come back and comment on the comment section of here and we'll let you know.
Yeah, this isn't going to be up for very long, so let's start the comments coming in as soon as possible, and then we will be very much moving on to some other quiz rounds, which thankfully we've been able to share with a couple of ISCA team members that have been able to send stuff in to us this week as well. So it won't just be me and Mark that we'll be listening to, it will be them as well.
And again, a massive thank you to everyone that does help with these evenings. Again, a massive thank you to James and Christian and to Sheffield Citadel for allowing us to host these events here as well.
We've got some answers that are starting to come in, so let's keep the answers coming in. There is one that even if you can only see one image, you're going to hopefully realise it is a Photoshop and it wasn't actually there.
I think it was the one when I was talking earlier and I had a glance at the TV and it just caught me off guard and put me off my train of thought. I think it might be that one.
Yeah, I'm hoping so. And yeah, let's be honest, we were only in, last year, we were only in Harrogate.
Yep.
So I'm not sure that kind of this would have been native to Harrogate. So hopefully people will be able to see the differences appearing more and more.
I think it was raining when we had this photo. I remember, I think Christian was taking it. We were trying to take it quite quickly because the rain had just started. So, yeah. We've had a few answers come in. Oh, we've had quite a few come in, which is great. We're just scrolling through these to share with you. So, yeah, make sure you get the answers coming in as well.
And I tell you what, let's go on to the next quiz round and we can come back
That's a good idea.
to some of these answers so that you guys can keep going. I have to say, Spot the Difference was always my favourite. I love, love, love playing Spot the Difference. Nothing to do with words, nothing to do with numbers. Don't want to do a crossword. I used to love being able to play Spot the Difference. But we are going to move on to our next round, but keep those answers coming in and we will definitely be coming back to them. We've been able to share with some of the ISCA team this week and they've been able to share some videos. And we have got a game that is called Two Truths and a Lie. And what we've asked these guys to do is to tell you exactly that. They're going to tell you three interesting statements. Two of them are truth and one of them is a lie. But before we do that, we are going to have a... I've got things all out of order, Mark. You go.
Yeah, so what we want to do before we play the Two Truths and a Lie game that Sarah just introduced, we want to introduce something that's going to happen throughout the evening. I think it's safe to say that, isn't it? And we've already started off with a kind of spot the difference in the traditional sense, in the way that we know, and we're thankful for the answers that are coming through. We will come back to that shortly, and later on we'll go through the answers to that. But we want to play a different kind of game of spot the difference, a game that will really test your attention, your notice to detail. And throughout the next hour or so, in the room here, me and Sarah are going to make several changes. And at the end of the evening, we're going to ask for your thoughts and your guesses to what things have changed within the room. Do you want to explain a little bit more?
Yeah, so we have some things will physically change for myself and Mark. There may be things around our background that are going to change as well. And what we want you to do is make a note of them. We don't want you to put them in the comment section, but actually we just want you to jot them down. There's going to be 10 differences that are done throughout this evening. So it is a complete kind of testing your attention span from the very beginning to the very end of tonight's quiz. None of them have started yet, and they won't start till we've had kind of this explanation. So I hope you're paying attention to what it looks like in the room now, or what me and Mark look like now. But it is going to be 10 differences that you are going to spot throughout the evening, starting from now.
Yeah, we're not going to refer to it again, so it's your responsibility just to not jot them down and see what you can come up with at the end. But we will, later on this evening, ask for your answers and let you know how we want you to submit your answers.
And if anybody gets all 10, because I reckon some of them are a little bit tricky, if anybody gets all 10, then we will be sending you some chocolate in the post. So hopefully you will be able to get all 10. It'll be a very big challenge for you all. So and hopefully you are just as much into Spot the Difference as I am.
So that round's live now, and we're going to go back to the Two Truths and a Lie that Sarah mentioned, where we've had some of the staff members of our team have sent things in for us. So the idea of this is that they're going to say 3 statements, 2 of which are true, 1's a lie, and we're asking for you to guess which you think is the lie. So we're going to play the first one in a second, and then we'll come back to me and Sarah, and then we'll play another one. So let's start from there first.
Yeah, let's hear from the first staff member.
Hi everyone, here's my 2 truths and a lie. Number 1, I started my own company. Number 2, I once played football with Lucas Radaby. Number 3, I once went to Paris for a croissant.
So that was Paul Hardcastle. Paul was due to be on our summer school team this year, and he gave you 3 interesting statements there. 2 of them are true, and 1 of them is a lie. And we want to know, which one do you think is the lie? Which one is Paul telling a lie about? Maybe you could just watch that video one more time and listen to them again. So which one is Paul lying about?
Hi everyone, here's my 2 truths and a lie. Number 1, I started my own company. Number 2, I once played football with Lucas Radaby. Number 3, I once went to Paris for a croissant.
So thank you, Paul, for sending that in. Yeah, if you have any ideas, send in which one you think is the lie in that, those three statements that Paul has shared. So can you remember the first one he had?
I can't remember. We've got, I know that one of them was about going to France.
Yep, one playing football with Lucas Radeby, and the other one was, I think, setting up his own business.
Setting up his own business. Did Paul set up his own business? Is that true? Did he play football with Lucas Radeby? Is that true?
Or did he go to France for a croissant?
Paris in a day for a croissant? Which one of those is a lie? So we've got some coming in already, so this is fantastic. We've got some answers coming in. So what do you guys think? Which do you think Paul is lying about? I don't think Paul is a natural liar, and I think that's a compliment.
What's interesting about this round is actually you can have any... it doesn't matter what answer you put in, it's completely down to your own opinion. I don't think we're going to have everyone saying we think it's this. So we should have a wide spread of guesses here, so that should be good.
I was going to say, and I think I know Paul quite well, and on that one I was slightly struggling. So I had to take a guess myself. So I don't think Paul will be even slightly offended if Paul is watching. Paul, let us know if you are watching. Send a like or a love up and let us know if you're watching this evening. But we have got some answers coming in, and they are different answers.
I have lots of questions about it. I want to know what business he set up, where and when did he play football with Lucas Radeby. I want to test him a little bit on him as well and find out. I want to know more about France for a croissant when you can go to Asda for one. So I just want to find out more about it.
My question is, do you think the croissants in Asda taste as good as they do in Paris?
I hope not.
It's a long way to go, though, for a croissant.
Absolutely.
I like my food, but I'm not sure I would drive all the way to Paris for a croissant. It's good. We've had a comment from Claire, and Claire and Paul have been dating for a long time now, and she said that she struggled with this one. Paul is watching, because some likes and loves have come up the page from Paul, so he is watching, so he's going to know if you guys have guessed correctly or not.
I wonder if Claire knows now, or if she's playing a kind of version of Mr. and Mrs. at home just now, trying to guess the answer.
I wonder if Claire's going to be in trouble if she doesn't get the answer right. But we'll go for the answer on that one. The lie was number 2, that he hasn't played football with Lucas Radeby. He did meet him at school, but he didn't play football with him.
So well done to Hannah Ellis, to Elaine Duran, on guessing that one correct. Well done on managing to find the lie in there.
What's worse is that means it is true that Paul went all the way to Paris in a day for a croissant. And what's worse is Mark was with him.
Yeah, so there was a bit of context to this. I was with a few other guys and we were looking for something new to do, and we wanted to see more of Europe, so we decided that it was actually quite easy to see more of Europe and it wouldn't take that long and we could do it in a day. So we set about the challenge of going to Paris. I think for me it was to get a chocolate eclair. Maybe Paul was there for a croissant, but for me it was for the chocolate eclair. And there's a photo somewhere of us having a chocolate eclair right outside the Eiffel Tower. We left on Friday night, and we were coming back on the early hours of Saturday, just in the 24-hour time frame.
Absolutely fantastic. And then the other one was that he has started his own business, and he did this while at university, and it was a gardening and maintenance business. So thank you to Paul. We are going to hear from our next ISCA staff member, and this is Beth Clifford. So these are the 3 statements that Beth is making to us. And again, you need to be listening for which one do you think is the lie?
Hi guys, my 2 truths and a lie are that number 1, I am an identical twin. Number 2, I have travelled to 4 of the 7 continents. And number 3, I once ate worms.
So that was Beth Clifford. I've known Beth for a number of years now. She makes me feel old because she was a student at the school where I was working kind of previously in Bradford. So, yeah, makes me feel, again, very, very old. But which one do you think was the lie?
Yeah, same as last time. It doesn't matter which one you think, it's your opinion. Try and figure out if you can find out which one is the lie. Just going back to the last one, Claire's come back to us and said she did manage to guess right. So well done, Claire, on guessing that last one right.
Fantastic. We're going to just listen to Beth's video one more time. So again, which one do you think is the lie?
Hi guys, my 2 truths and a lie are that number 1, I am an identical twin. Number 2, I have travelled to 4 of the 7 continents. And number 3, I once ate worms.
Okay, so which one of those do you think is the lie? I struggled with this one. I think I thought I knew it, but I had to check.
I've just realised I don't think I know the answer to this one, actually. So I'm trying to play along as well.
Okay, which one would you think it is? Does she have an identical twin? Has she travelled to 4 continents? Or did she eat worms?
I think she might have had worms, so I'm going to go number 2.
You think she's eaten worms?
Yeah.
Okay. That's how high we hold our opinions of you, Beth. We should be saying at this point, throughout this evening, we are playing a big game of Spot the Difference. So if you have spotted any differences, then make a jot down of them, and we're going to be sending them in later. If you manage to get all 10, we will send you some chocolate.
So yeah, all 3 of those ones that Beth said. I'm an identical twin. I visited 4 of the 7 continents, or I ate worms. We've had a few guesses come in. No one going for number 1. We've had a couple of guesses for number 2 and a couple of guesses for number 3.
Fab. So I can tell you, Mark, because you don't know the answer to this one and I do, that the answer, the lie was that she's only visited 3 out of the 7 continents.
So she has eaten worms.
So she has eaten worms, and I did ask her just to clarify with me how old she was when she ate worms. And what's worse is she was about 13, 14, I think she said in a text message. So I want to know, Beth, why you ate worms when you were that age. But what a minger.
No, thank you for sending that in, Beth. It's great to have you joining us this evening. And thank you for everyone for guessing. Well done to those that managed to guess that one correctly.
And we're just going to do one more quick round of this, and it's going to be Mark that we're hearing from. So, Mark, have you got 2 truths and a lie for us? Can you tell us your 3 statements?
Yeah, I wish I kind of pre-recorded these so I didn't have to look too much at camera. So hopefully you won't be able to tell what I am lying about. So here's my 2 truths and a lie, and see if you can guess which one I'm lying about. So number 1, there's an article about my eyes in the British Journal of I can't even say it, Ophthalmology. A British Journal of Eyes, there we are. Number 2, I once held a Guinness World Record for being part of the largest flash mob band ever. And number 3, I once sung a solo for the General of the Salvation Army. So I'll read them again. Number 1 was, there's an article about my eyes in the British Journal. Number 2, I once held the Guinness World Record for being part of the largest flash mob band ever. And number 3, I once sung a solo for the General of the Salvation Army. I'm happy for you to ask me any questions if you want, Sarah, whilst people are guessing.
It's going to be a little bit like a would I lie to you? Because if I ask you questions, you're either going to tell me the truth or tell me lies. And I'm not sure I can handle you lying to me, Mark. If I'm honest, I don't think I can handle it. It was really funny earlier that Mark kind of was coming up with 2 truths and a lie and was trying to find ones that I wouldn't know whether they were true or not. And I think I slightly struggled with that. I will just tell you while people are sending in their answers, and some of these answers started to come in, that Beth is watching with us at the moment and said that we cooked worms in an omelette. It was completely legit. It was part of a camp where we learnt survival skills. I am hoping that I never, ever, ever get to the point where I'm eating worms. I'm hoping that that's not going to be the case.
Yeah, was it tasty, Beth? I don't know. Let us know. There we go.
Okay, so Mark, you gave us 3.
Yep.
What was so fascinating about your eyes?
Eyes. It was just a very good long distance. I went for an eye test once, and the optician was quite scarily, quite obsessed with my eyes. You know, when you do the list and it gets smaller and smaller, I managed to do that. And then he asked me to do another one. I managed to do that one. And he was like, oh, you've got the eyes of a fighter pilot. And then it weirdly ended with him giving me his mobile number and asking if he could speak to me later about them. And he did a write-up on it. So, yeah, that's bizarrely.
I'm not sure that is legit, but okay, we'll find that one out. A few more answers have come in about that one. I want to know, where was this flash mob? Where was this biggest flash mob?
So it was when I was at Leeds College Music, studying for my music degree. The BBC were just about to open up in Leeds. It was around 2003 time. And as part of the promotion of the BBC Symphony Hall opening there, we went into the centre of Leeds and did a massive flash mob. It did mean I had to take my tuba into Debenhams and hide there until we all went out on the street and did it. Sadly, that world record no longer stands, but at the time, it was a legit world record.
Where did you hide with your tuba?
Debenhams were part aware of it because there was quite a lot of musicians. I think I was in there with a bassoon player as well.
Right, good. Always the normal day at college there. So we've got some answers coming in. Elaine Duran thinks number 3 is a lie. Dan thinks that number 2 is a lie. Hannah Ellis thinks it's number 3. Lynn is saying that she thinks that you didn't sing, but instead you played a cornet. Wow. So, Mark, please reveal to us which is the lie.
So the lie is I've never held a world record for being part of the biggest flash mob. My eyes are in the British Journal of that word I can't say. And I did sing a solo. I sung a solo for General Eva Burrows in 1992. I think I sung Jesus Loves Me. She was up at, I think it was a territorial congress up in Scotland. So, and I know what Lynn's referring to, cornet solo. I did play a cornet solo for John Gowans when he opened Castleford Hall.
Ah, beautiful. Well, it is time for you guys to get involved with this evening. I know that you've been sending in comments already, but before we do that, we'll just go through some spot the difference answers. So the picture that was up earlier, this was what we were looking at, and there's some different kind of things that have come through. Now, I'm hoping that you guys will have got some of these, and some of you have sent in your comments, just scrolling back onto them. The first one that I think surely most of you have picked up is there is a bear in the top left-hand corner. That was definitely not in Harrogate.
Well, it might have been behind us. I didn't see it when we had our photo taken.
I would have been fairly surprised if that was in the photo when it was taken. There's a joker that is it's either a joker or a riddler that is on the top of the box at the very beginning. Christian is always behind the camera. And we managed to get him in many, many places today. So we've got Christian's face just a few times.
I think it's 3 times dotted around,
other people. So many, many pictures of Christian, which is always right because he's always behind the camera.
Yeah, so we've had quite a few coming. I'm just trying to scroll back to the guesses we had. Hannah Ellis sent in that there's a moustache on Noah. So I wonder if we can... There we are. So well done on guessing that. We've had the bear in the background. We've had the small person on the box. So well done. We've also got Jen has a bow tie. So well done on guessing that. I'm trying to remember which ones we've had.
Yep. We've got that Kieran has got a face mask on. Very apt for the current climate, but that wasn't the case back last year.
He was ahead of his time.
So we've got a few that people haven't guessed. I don't believe anybody's guessed. You can correct me if not. But the army logo on the original picture to the next picture is a lot bigger. So that one's kind of very different. And I think the only other one that I don't think anybody has got. We've got a few more, in fact.
Yeah.
Definitely the top hat was mentioned. So we've got Steph has got a top hat on. Lily has got a mask on. Which is very weird and very
not the kind of face masks we wear now.
Not the sort of face masks that we wear. And then the very last one, which was a really, if anybody had picked up on it, I'd have been so impressed. But actually, Sam Chapman, who is on the front row, is wearing a watch, which he wasn't in the original picture. If anybody had got that, I'd have been absolutely surprised. Yeah, so well done on the ones that you did manage to get. There was quite a few guesses there and quite a few correct answers, so well done on getting involved with that. And yeah, it was great I love Spot the Difference. It's such a simple but great game, isn't it? Absolutely, and remember that we are playing Spot the Difference throughout the evening, so if you've seen any differences at all, then remember to make a note of them, and then we'll ask you to send them in at the very end. If anybody gets all 10, then we are saying that you will get some chocolate through the post. But for now, it's time for you guys to get involved. And we are going to ask you, it's around harvest time at the moment, and we're going to ask you to make a scarecrow. And this could be, you've got 5 minutes to do this, and as ever, we're going to send the pictures into the WhatsApp number that is on the screen. But we're asking you to make a scarecrow. This could be making somebody look like a scarecrow. This could be making something, a scarecrow out of other items around the house. But we're just asking right now to make a scarecrow of some description. We always have a round. It involves your interaction, your engagement at home, and we absolutely love them when we get the pictures sent through. It's great to see what you've done, but it's also great to see how creative you are.
and what ideas you've had. So on this one, we want you to be as creative as possible. You've only got 5 minutes, so you're going to have to be quick. But we want you to come up with some of the best ideas that you can to create a scarecrow and take a photo and send it in to us on the number that you can see on the screen.
Yeah, and as soon as you guys have sent those in, we'll be seeing those come through later on this evening. So get those sent in as soon as possible to the WhatsApp number that is on the screen, and we'll see you in 5 minutes.
Walking around these walls, I thought by now they'd fall, but you have never failed me yet. Waiting for change to come, knowing the battle's won, for you have never failed me yet.
Your promise still stands. Great is your faithfulness, faithfulness. I'm still in your hands. This is my confidence. You've never failed me yet. I know the night won't last. Your word will come to pass. My heart will sing your praise again.
Jesus, you're still enough. Keep me within your love. My heart will sing your praise again. Promise still stands. Great is your faithfulness, faithfulness. Still in your hands. This is my confidence. You've never failed. Your promise still stands. Great is your faithfulness, your faithfulness. I'm still in your hands. This is my confidence. You've never failed me yet. Seen you move the mountains, and I believe I'll see you do it again. You made a way when there was no way, and I believe I'll see you do it again. I've seen you move the mountains, and I believe I'll see you do it again. You made a way when there was no way, and I believe I'll see
So as ever, we're looking forward to seeing your images you've created of these scarecrows as you send them in over the next few minutes. Please try and send them in as soon as possible so we can get them all ready to show and share later on this evening.
Yeah, we're really thankful for all of you guys that take part. When we had a conversation recently, it was very much that this is what you guys enjoy about the trivia nights, being able to get involved. So don't forget to be sending those in, send them in on the WhatsApp number as soon as possible. And the other thing as well is throughout this whole evening, we are playing a big game of Spot the Difference. So make sure you are jotting those down. We're going to make 10 differences. If anybody gets all 10, then we'll be sending you some chocolate in the post. And kind of, to be fair, some of them are really hard to spot. So even if you maybe get 8 or 9, depending on how many do, we might be sending you some chocolate then. But make in a note of those as well as we continue.
Yeah, Sarah referred to the Zoom feedback we had about people really enjoying these evenings. And one of the things that was nice to see is it's become like a time where families can come together, a weekly time, and it's kind of become part of that routine. And it's nice to have a bit of routine during these lockdown days that we've had over the last 6 months. So it's great that you've been able to do that. But we also want to encourage you to remember to speak to your friends and family and invite them to come along as well. And if you can do it in 2 different locations but still be part of it, it's great that you're able to connect in this way. So we just want to thank you for your involvement and thank you for your comments, which definitely make it easier for me and Sarah on this side of things. Yeah,
definitely. So a round that we played a couple of weeks back was one that included the news presenter, Jon Snow. What he's going to do now is we're going to watch a video where he is going to describe an artist or a band and a song. That may be a really modern song, it might be a slightly older song, but he's going to describe them in such a way that kind of is very, very different. It's very serious, but he's telling you an artist and a song. So it may be that you'll be able to get one or the other or both, but we'd love you to comment in on them straight away.
Yeah, it's very much, he is doing it as a news article. So yeah, you have to be quite quick to try and pick up on what he's saying. But as soon as you do, put in the comment section what you think the song title is and the artist, and we look forward to seeing your answers.
Yeah, we played this a couple of weeks back, so let's see if you guys can kind of improve on that.
American police are investigating a bizarre incident on the highway in which an underage girl was apparently found kicking in the front seat of a speeding vehicle. When stopped by police, the 13-year-old was incoherent and struggled to remember what day it was, saying yesterday was Thursday, tomorrow is Saturday, and Sunday comes afterwards. She was also heard to shout, "Got to have my bowl, got to have cereal," prompting fears that some form of substance abuse was involved. After being released without charge, the defendant was visibly pleased, stating, we, so excited. We, so excited.
So I'm wondering if you were able to guess the artist and the song from this. I think this is much, much harder than the one that's coming on next. It was one that I really, really struggled with. So just wondering, do you guys know it? Are you guys definitely more popular kind of culture knowledge than I've got? So what is that? Who is the artist and what is the song?
Yeah, this is a round I really struggle with. I really struggle trying to figure out, what the song is. So yeah, please do try and send your answers in and your guesses. We've had one come in already, so thank you for that. I don't know if you find it easy, but I find this round quite hard. I don't know about you, Sarah. What do you think?
So before we played it a couple of weeks back, I'd never actually seen it. So I really, really struggled with it. And there was a couple of them. But there's sometimes a line in there where you go, it's that. But yeah, it's very much kind of, I don't know. I think you either know them or you don't.
So yeah, we've got one coming in. I don't know if we're going to get any more in for that one. Should we move on to the next one?
Yeah, should we go on to the next one and then keep the answers coming in? Yeah.
So keep your answers coming in, but we're going to show the next one and then we'll go through them.
So this is number 2.
10 years after conducting a controversial study into the depths of people's love, 4 researchers from Manchester have come out of retirement to answer a new question. Just how do we recover from a broken heart? The answer, simply by waiting. Understandably, the claim has been dismissed by some sceptics, including Stoke-based practitioner Dr. Robert Williams. The group, however, were adamant that emotional scars would definitely be healed by a combination of perseverance and time.
So I'm wondering if you have managed to get that one. I wonder if you have managed to understand that one I found easier than the first one, but still quite difficult.
Yeah, if it were all like that one, I think I'd be fine with this game. And that one I'm pretty certain I know the answer to. So yeah, make sure you send your answers in. We want to be able to read them out in a few minutes. Did you say you found that one easier? You managed to get that one?
Yeah, I definitely found that one. I found that one easier. I think I know possibly I'm going to give a clue, the band more than I would have known the first one.
So yeah,
Sure.
Sarah's given you a bit of a clue there. Hopefully that will help.
And so I'm trying not to give too much away, but that's
We've
quite
had
difficult.
nothing in as of yet for the second one. I don't want to give away any clues or anything.
No
You've
clues.
just done that.
No clues. Well, let's go back to the first one. The first one we have got an answer in for, and I think these are really difficult. And it's come through from Becky Devine, and she said that it is Friday by Rebecca Black. I'm not going to lie, never even heard of it, but Becky, you are right. But I've genuinely never heard of it. Has anyone else ever heard of? I've had to look back at my notes. Rebecca Black and Friday.
I have to say, before we showed that first clip, I forgot to check what the answer was. So I was very relieved when Becky sent the answer in.
Yeah.
I was like, oh yeah, that is the answer. So that's good. So thank you, Becky, for getting the correct answer, but also prompting me and Sarah as well. But yeah, I'm like Sarah. I'm afraid I didn't know that one either.
So we have had a question in about how we are sending in the answers to spot the difference. You're going to send them in on WhatsApp later on. So we'll give you a cut-off point of when we've stopped playing, and then at that point, we will send in the answers to spot the difference. But we're not over just yet.
Yeah, we have had a guess in for the second Jon Snow clip as well, and that's from Claire Glover, and she said, "Is it Take That Patience?"
Ooh. It is Take That and Patience.
Over suspense.
Over suspense. And that one I knew. That one I genuinely managed to get, but really, really difficult. Genuinely, really, really difficult.
Yeah, so on the feed, the number has been shared for the WhatsApp. So when we do say it's the end of the bigger Spot the Difference game, that'll be when you can send your answers into that number that is on the screen now.
Okay, so to be fair, we are at the end of that. And tonight we wanted to share with you just a bit of a thought. And the thought that had been going round in my head was, how do people spot the difference in me? How do they see the difference in me? And that is where the thought for playing Spot the Difference was. It's not just me and Mark being absolutely crazy and trying to change things, but just how do people spot Jesus in me? And I've already said I really, really loved playing Spot the Difference when I was younger. I loved the fact that it wasn't anything to do with words. I wasn't very good at crosswords or anything like that. Not very good with letters. But when my mum used to get the magazines, which there was always one by the side of a bed, and there was always one when we went on holiday, which was like a trivia book. And it was always a Spot the Differences that I absolutely loved. And then I started thinking of the song, This Little Light of Mine, I'm Gonna Let It Shine. And I won't start singing because I get told off by James. But it was then that came to my head of, how do I show the difference? How do I let this light shine? How do I get people who maybe don't know me very well, or even people that do know me, see that there's something different in me? And that is where I've thought about it quite a lot this week. I was challenged by it quite early on in the week of, how do people see the difference? How do people spot the difference in me? And I think the biggest thing that I've come up with, and the biggest kind of thought and challenge that has come to my mind and come into my head, was the fact that people see the difference in me because I've got somewhere else to put my hope and to put my faith. So actually, when people are kind of, I don't know how to word it, when people are kind of questioning about whether there is anything different about me, then actually the biggest difference I've got is that I've got a real joy and a real peace. And that only comes through knowing God as a best friend. And we were challenged this morning in my core kind of service about, what does joy mean and what does joy really look like? And I think that for me is the biggest difference that I've got, that it's not a happiness that will be coming and going, but actually it's a consistent joy and a consistent peace that I get by knowing God as my friend. So when I ask the question, how do people spot the difference in me? then that biggest difference that I've got is because of that joy and that peace. And that is available to me, it's available to Mark, it's available to us all. And I would just challenge you tonight about, do they know that difference? Can people spot that difference in you? Do they know a difference in how you act compared to maybe somebody that doesn't know God, that doesn't have that faith? And I guess that's the thing that's been going round and round my head. And I thought tonight I'd just share it with you guys, because actually it means a lot to me that people can see a difference in me. If they can't, then something's not right. Something's not spot on. So there we go. So next time you guys are doing a spot the difference, and you're probably going, she is talking nonsense. But next time you guys do a spot the difference, whether it's in a puzzle book, whether it's on the computer. What I did notice this today, as I've been scrolling through images on Google of spot the differences, some of them are really fun. Some of them are really easy, but some of them were really, really tricky. And I think it was something called a BuzzFeed that I was going through earlier, and there was like the differences in the Mona Lisa. How can there be that many differences? But again, something's not spot on if you can't spot the difference in us compared to somebody else. So that's my challenge to you guys today. We're going to listen to a worship video, some worship music that is my favourite track at the moment. And it's going round and round my head. I was singing it. I had a dream about this song last night, which is why I thought I'm going to share it with you. I had a dream about it last night. My dream was that I was singing it loud and I didn't know all the words, and that James was getting really frustrated with me. But we're going to listen to the song Build Your Kingdom Here. And I just challenge you to listen to the lyrics and see if you are as excited about them as I am.
Come set your rule and reign in our hearts again. Increase in us, we pray. Unveil our way. Come set our hearts ablaze with hope, like wildfire in our veins.
Yeah, that was great. Thank you, Sarah, for that message. It's definitely made me think when I'm playing a Spot the Difference with Imogen, because it's a game that you can do. It's obviously it's much easier as she's only just about to turn to the age of 3. But it does make me think a little bit more about what is the difference in me as I'm a Christian. So thank you for sharing that with us this evening.
So Spot the Difference has very much ended, and we're going to stop kind of moving things and changing things. So we would just encourage you now to text them or to WhatsApp them to the number that's in the comment section and send that in as soon as possible, so we know by the end of the night, which is nearly over. We've only got 5 minutes, if that, left to send those in, so then we know kind of if you guys have spotted any differences. So far, I can say that there's one, we accidentally have done 11 differences. So
we got carried away.
We got carried away, yeah. There's one difference so far that nobody has got, and it's something to do with Mark.
Yeah,
so that is a challenge.
You've got probably a few minutes to send them in if you haven't. Thank you to those that have already sent the answers in. We've had a few come in already, which is great. And as Sarah mentioned there, if you don't have WhatsApp, you can text them into that number as well. So don't let that stop you. Please send your answers in as well.
So we've got some more answers coming through as we carry on. But what we are going to do first of all is we are going to look at your scarecrow images. So the challenge that was set this evening was in the theme of harvest, to be sending in some scarecrow images. So whether that is that you have made a scarecrow, whether that is that you have I don't know if you've made it out of person, we've not seen them yet, but I know that we've had a few images sent in. So we are going to have a look at those now, and thank you so much to those who have participated, those who have joined in with us.
Yeah, this is one of my favourite parts of the evening, because we have no idea, we've not seen any of these, we get to see them as you see them. So thank you for being as creative as possible. And look at this one, this is as creative as you can probably get. So I'm not sure who sent this one in. Oh, this is from the Ellis family, so thank you for sending this one in. That was great.
That is fantastic. I'm loving the Harry Potter slippers. I know that there is a big Harry Potter fan in that household, so thank you for that. I'm loving them. A little bit jealous of the slippers. I like them. So then we've got another one coming in from the Huggins family. I'm loving the use of a balloon.
Yeah, good ideas.
So we've, is it kind of hay that's here, like in the neck? It's really hard to tell.
Yeah,
but it's a fantastic effort.
spaghetti.
We've got a scarecrow. It's definitely got no legs, but I don't think a scarecrow necessarily needs to have legs, because most of the time they're sat down. So I'm loving that one, and I'm loving the hat as well. Very, very, loving it. Well done. And again, I'm loving the fluffy socks. I'm feeling like
you
the
have an appreciation for that, don't you?
Yeah, the autumnal kind of feel is happening right now. So thank you again to the Ellis family. We really appreciate that.
We'll move on to the next one.
Sorry, that was the Huggins family. I'm getting mixed up. And then this, I believe, is from the Duran family. Hopefully I'm correct in that one.
That's great effort. Look at the detail on that.
Yeah, a lot of detail.
Legs, boots, you've got everything.
We've got everything. Again, but I'm loving the cushion that's been used for the face. I think that's kind of showing real kind of creativity to see what you guys are using, and the fact that we've got 3 scarecrows sent in, and they're all very, very different.
Yeah, thank you for sending us in.
The Duran family for that.
It's always great to see what people come up with. We've done various rounds of recreating images in the past, but this was create something new yourself. So you had nothing to go on. So it was purely from your imagination. So thank you for sending those in this evening.
Yeah, this is just to go along with the autumnal theme and the harvest theme, and just loving that. Thank you to you guys who have sent in your answers for Spot the Difference. Really loving that as well. I'm not sure anybody has spotted the one extra difference that nobody has got with Mark yet, but we'll give you till... Oh, apparently you have.
Yeah, I think a couple of people have got it now.
Have they?
So we've got those answers coming in. So when we do go through them, we're not going to be able to go through each of your answers. We will list what the differences were, and then we'll come to you after this evening to let you know if you got them all, so we can send you some chocolate. But it's been great just seeing the messages that have come in and all the guesses. So well done so far. We'll just give it probably another minute or so to get any last minute answers in before we go through them.
Yeah, and we will tell you that next week is going to be a worship evening. So we'll be back here at 6 o'clock again next Sunday evening, and it will be a night to share in worship we're hoping that we will have some more live music for you as we did last week. Got really positive feedback from last week. Again, thank you to Jen and Joel who came in and just made the night so much more special for us guys. So thank you to you. You were absolutely fantastic. And really, the feedback that we've had, because quite often the feedback comes to us and doesn't go to them, has been great. So thank you guys for sharing in that with us. We just massively appreciate it.
It was great for us to have some more people in the room. We're in a very privileged position where we were able to sit and listen to Jen and Joel play. And it was just a real nice time of worship. So hopefully we'll have some more live worship for you next week as well, as we begin our plans for that for next week. But also we're aware in the week ahead, we know there's an announcement coming from the government tomorrow, and we don't know what that's going to involve. But it's important that we spend time praying for one another. So throughout this week, make sure you send a message to your friends, to your family, see how they're doing, check in on them, and just ask how they are. But also ask if you've got prayer requests so you can spend time praying for them. And as ever, me and Sarah are always here for your prayer requests so we can spend praying for each of you as well.
So we've had lots of Spot the Differences in. I'm just frantically trying to read through them at the moment. We've had quite a few that have come on in. Hopefully some of you will have noticed many of the changes that we've done this evening. And we're going to go through the answers, and you may have spotted them, you may not have spotted them. And so far, honestly, with the amount of guesses that we've had in, which again is fantastic, we don't know who has guessed what just yet, and we will work that out afterwards.
Yeah, it's amazing just scrolling through quickly, seeing the guesses that you have done. You have done very well, paying attention to detail. So well done on that. It's great seeing all of these. We might have to get a few bars of chocolate in the post.
A few bars of chocolate, that's fine.
But we will go through them afterwards. But Sarah can share with you each of the answers.
Yeah, so I had a fantastic time of just trying to figure out how we could get this evening to link in with the thought that I'd had and what changes we could make very quickly and hopefully without too much of an effort made. So I changed my glasses. So I've got my contact lenses in, but put my glasses on as well. So they were on for a little bit. Gave me a bit of a headache, but I'm all right now. I've changed my hair. I don't think anybody got that. I didn't just take the pen out of it. I've changed my hair. I've clipped kind of some of my hair back. So I'm not sure anybody got that, but again, you may have done. I may be just missed. We've just had so many messages, which is great. I changed my shoes. I only seem to have 2 pairs of shoes that I wear at the moment, and they are either my Ugg boots or my Converse. So I changed my shoes. Christian has magically been changing the lights behind us to change colour throughout the evening, which is great. Mark changed his jacket. It's quite toasty in here tonight, so I think he might be a little bit warm over there now, sat with a jacket on, because I made him change that. The cup has also appeared, which kind of was planned, but also helped the fact that Mark was very warm, which means he's been able to have a drink. We have had the cross brought in, which is behind Mark, which you will be able to see if we're zoomed out. Some of you have put wooden pillar, and we completely understand that because you couldn't see all of it. We did swap iPads for a little bit, and we managed to change places as well, which was all done very COVID securely. So they are all of them. Oh, the cloth one was as well. And the reason that the pen is on the table is because I changed my hair, which meant I had to take the pen out.
So well done on getting
that one. So well done for that one. That wasn't a plan. And the last one is, I'm just looking at the comments that have come in. Claire says, I said you changed your hair and Paul didn't put it on our list. Shocking. But again, Mark didn't change his jeans. I know that a few of you have commented saying something's different about Mark. It is that he has taken off, for the purpose of this evening and the Spot the Difference only, has taken off his wedding ring, and also his other ring that he wears on his other hand, which was also from Becky. So he has taken off both of them, and that was the one that I'm not sure anybody's got.
Some people have got that as well. Yeah, so well done.
If you have got that, you've got a very keen eye, and I am unbelievably impressed.
Yeah. So well done. I think a lot of people have got a lot of them, a lot more than I was expecting maybe as well. So well done on the attention to detail. It's absolutely amazing. And
some changes that we didn't mean to make. So I never meant to take the pen out of my hair, other than the fact that I changed my hair. That is because I used to be a waitress, And that used to be where
I have to say, whilst it's been great doing it, it's been interesting trying to make the changes and then remember that we're going to be live and trying to chat and then think, oh, we changed this as well. So yeah, it's been quite interesting doing that, hasn't it?
Yeah, we won't be doing it every week, that's for sure. But just a massive thank you again to James and Christian for making this evening possible. It's been very handy when they've had the camera in on Mark, they've been able to say in my ear, right, Sarah, you're off camera, and I've been able to swap on, like to have glasses on or something like that. So again, a massive thank you to James and Christian for making this evening possible and all the hard work that they put in behind the scenes that you guys will never ever see. We hardly ever see it. But we know that they work so hard to make us look good, which is quite an effort a lot of the time.
No, thank you for your involvement tonight. As Sarah said, hopefully you didn't see me trying to push the cross into scene while Sarah was talking. But it's been great just to interact with you in this way. We've got the worship evening next Sunday night, which we hope you can join us for. As we've said every week, please invite a friend. Maybe that could be your challenge this week, to invite someone new to join us next week. We're not entirely sure what it's going to entail next week, but we know we're in for a good evening worshipping together online. So yeah, please try and join us next week.
Yeah, we're really just thankful for you guys joining in as much as you can. If you've got any thoughts, anything that you want to add into the worship nights or want to add into the quiz nights, then get in touch. We want as much input from you guys as possible. We love it when you guys get involved. We love it when you guys come up with ideas. That's fantastic for us. And again, a huge thank you to Paul Hardcastle and to Beth Clifford as well for not only sending us in videos, but actually being really happy to send us in videos. As soon as we asked, they said yes. So thank you to both of you for doing that. We massively appreciate it. And some chocolate will be coming out to you guys too.
Yeah. And one final push that we want to do is, we've mentioned it on the Zoom call we had with all the young people and families, is that we want your involvement. So if you want to contribute to a quiz round in future weeks, if you want to contribute to one of the worship evenings in whatever way that may be, and maybe you just want to talk about, maybe you just want to be involved, but you're not quite sure how, well, maybe you can have a chat with me and Sarah. We can find a way for you to be involved. We'd love for you to do so. So don't be scared. Drop us a message. We'd love to get you involved as well.
Absolutely. Our email addresses are going to be in the comments. So if you've got any questions, any thoughts, then please, please, please get in touch. And if not, we will see you next week, 6 o'clock, for a worship evening.